This is James.
And this is Denny from TeaDB, bringing you guys episode 269, probably.
No, you're right.
That sounds right.
I think.
Cool.
That or we're both wrong.
Yeah. We got some crazy old tea, older than us.
You know, actually, today, we don't.
Oh.
We have the 2000s. We're starting young.
Oh,
we are doing a 2-part series.
Got it.
You know, 2000s is actually a big range, so this could be anywhere from...
It's still, yeah.
From 8 years to 18, yeah. So these are from Varat, who is a tea collector in Thailand, and he bought a bunch of Heicha, Liuan in this case, from Hong Kong years back. So
Sweet.
We are... Whoa.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's what the tea cost is there.
And do you want to explain what the fuck that is?
Well, I wouldn't dare say the F word on our channel. Yeah, I would. This is a piece of bamboo, and I guess that we use this and brew it with the tea. Was this probably included in the wrapping of the...
Right. Yeah, so this tea, I do know that they... and this is a type of Heicha that I really don't have much experience with.
Okay.
But they wrap it with... It's in a bamboo basket, so usually they'll tear off a little piece of that and brew it with the tea.
Interesting.
So, interesting, yeah.
Yeah, definitely interesting, yeah. It's sort of almost like if you were to drink a little bit of whiskey with the oak barrels in the cup or something.
Yeah.
Ooh. It has a really vegetal tomato vine and smoky, earthy vibe to it. It smells old. Oh, cool. This is unique. Now, is this an herbal infusion?
An herbal infusion?
Because we're technically not just brewing pure Camellia sinensis.
This is, I guess. This
purists
is
out
our
there.
flavored teas. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So we are going to rinse this tea.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of got a little bit of that earthy vibe.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
It smells freaking funky.
And I think this tea, kind of like pu'erh, has like sort of rawer types and ripe types, and it can be aged for quite a long time. Yeah, quite interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah, the only Heicha that I've really had is on the filming, so I definitely don't get access to these teas often. Otherwise, pretty interesting. It has a very interesting aroma. So it has that sort of vine kind of smell to it, I think, a little bit, tomato vine. And then it has some kind of like some danker notes.
Right.
And I don't mean that in the 420 sort of way. I mean that more in the like basement-y way.
Yeah. So sort of like pu'erh in that sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells aged for sure.
And this is the
color.
young one that we're brewing. So it'll be interesting. He really recommended doing an A/B test sort of with the young and the older. So next episode we'll be bringing on the 1970s one.
Cool.
That's
We'll have
right
to
next
like leave an extra glass. Wow, look at how much tea is in there. Holy crap. It's expanding dramatically.
Yeah.
And the actual material that we had here looked like one fairly large clump and then a lot of smaller pieces. And that clump really came apart pretty damn quickly. So probably not the hardest pressed tea, which is a little bit weird because I feel like aren't these Heichas huge bricks? Like
they're in baskets, and I've never owned one, so I don't know how it handles. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of clumpy. But like
comment below.
Totally
Let us know if you folks know about Heicha storage, anything like that.
Yeah.
Look at the oils on there too. Beautiful.
Yeah. Shall we drink?
Let's do it. Sure, this is going to be hot.
It's quite hot, yeah.
Yeah. Incredible viscosity already. Got a really incredible mouthfeel. It's light still, but...
Yeah, I can kind of taste that sort of like bamboo-y wood aspect to it. It's not as earthy as like a ripe pu'erh or like a really dank Hong Kong storage pu'erh.
Yeah, this tastes a little bit different than it smells, I'd say. Probably, to be honest with you, a little more pleasant, frankly. Not that it smelled was like really bad, but it just was like some interesting,
Yeah, the smell is interesting. It really does smell kind of in that vein of more some pu'erh that's seen a little bit of humidity.
Really medicinal.
Yeah.
And definitely, wet and not in a bad way though. It doesn't smell funky. It just smells like wet stored.
Yeah. Kind of tastes a little bit like old tobacco almost.
I'd say it's probably not really sweet.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's not bitter though. Very like, I want to say hints of some. It's not very floral. It's not really roasty. It's like kind of earthy. It's kind of minerally. It's sort of like hints at fruit. So I don't know. It's good. It's hard to describe for me.
Yeah, kind of a genre bender.
Mm-hmm. It definitely tastes aged. I'll say that. And the aged taste for me is often described, or I often experience it as something sort of like a vacuum of flavor. It's kind of like, oh, there should have been a sweeter current through this, and it's not there. For me personally, I know that won't match on to everyone's experience. Really, really great residual flavor going on in my mouth. Really still tasting it, and look at how red that is.
Yeah, and frankly, I don't know what color this should be brewing. So I'm
whatever.
We're figuring this out. I was told to lean on it decently heavy,
cool,
but this one the least of all. So
because it's
we'll
younger.
lean on the next one a little bit more.
Cool.
Yeah.
And in terms of the proportion of leaf to the volume of the...
Right. So, unfortunately, I don't have great brewing vessels to test these perfectly. This is 7 grams for about 120 milliliters.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Trying to just brewing accordingly. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to use for the 1970s one. So we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's take a smell of this.
I'm still really tasting the dark stick ripe pu'erh notes of this tea.
Mm-hmm.
Those sort of just like just tree branch, but not green. And I wouldn't call it sweet, but it's not kind of like dry like some of the rock oolongs that we've had on the show or anything like that either. So I guess I will smell this actually.
Do you pick up on, well, maybe after the steep, but do you pick up on any sort of like bamboo or bamboo woodiness from the little bit that we have in there? Plus the fact that it's probably been aged in bamboo sort of can imbue it with a little bit.
I'm not positive about that. I definitely think that it has a ripe pu'erh stick flavoriness to it. It's funny calling it like that. It does taste good. That flavor does taste good. So
by stick flavor, do you mean like sort of a woody genre?
Exactly.
Okay, rather than like ripe pu'erh sticks.
Correct. Okay. Yes, as in branches of plants that are not like green and fresh.
Cheers. Huh. There's a really particular vein of sort of like front taste. I don't even know if it can be properly described as sweetness, but
it's a little sweet.
Yeah.
But it's not I don't know what I would categorize it as.
And I also would not yet describe this tea as soft and smooth at all. It's not really, I mean, it tastes like it has a bit of age, but it's not like smooth like that really old Liu Bao we had from 1940s or whatever it was. Yeah.
I think this is really pleasant. I love the viscosity of it. I think it's strong enough. I don't think it's too bitter or tanniny at all. I think it has interesting notes going on. It feels like to me like it's kind of hinting at a lot of stuff, and I'm sort of having a hard time describing it. Is it a tea that's been dynamic for you so far? Do they taste different steep to steep?
A little bit steep to steep. And I don't know, I'm really curious to try the 1970s, and we'll see how that compares. I think it's, for us, it's a little bit hard to tell what is like the natural state of the tea versus like the age.
Right.
Because It is a post-fermented tea, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Let's do one more of this, and why don't we move on to the next episode after
Definitely, yeah. And maybe this might be a mashup, so definitely check out the next episode too, because we'll probably comment more on this tea there.
Yeah.
This is definitely good, though. I will say that one of the interesting and definitely best parts of this tea is that, for me, I continue to really taste this tea while we're talking. It's not like a full-bodied tea by any means, but I'm definitely still experiencing those really pleasant notes of the sort of woody, autumnal sort of vibe. It's a little bit of that sort of spicy tomato vine flavors, a little age. It's really pleasant. Don't know if this would pass the Mom test. Probably wouldn't.
Probably wouldn't, yeah.
But
medicinal at all?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think the smell even more so.
Yeah.
It smells like a potent elixir.
And I will say, it doesn't taste like a pu'erh either.
Mm.
It has some elements there, but it doesn't taste like a pu'erh.
If it were to taste like more like a raw or ripe, what would you think?
It'd taste like some sort of raw with age.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I get that.
Like a weird oddball raw.
I get that. So the tomato vine flavor reminds me of a solidly aged raw tea. The woodiness of it reminds me of a little bit ripe. This is definitely an interesting tea. I think you and I probably are both struggling a little bit. For folks out there who have not had any of these Heichas, check one out.
Yeah. I know that
Varat
does sell some sort of samplers of these, so you could definitely check out these exact teas. So there are definitely some floating around there on the interwebs for those that are interested. And on the package it says LASYS. That does not stand for Los Angeles. It stands for Liuan, and I believe the brand is Sunyishun.
Okay.
So it's some sort of popular brand that makes Liuan tea.
Good luck Googling that. I will not try.
Yeah. we'll include it in the description box, so you can check it out.
With all this being said, I don't want anyone to mistake the ambivalence, or not maybe ambivalence, but in the difficulty of pinning this tea down as it being bad. I really like this, frankly. I think it's delicious. It's kind of complicated. It's genre bending, and it's really tasty. Feels pretty cozy to me. It feels like a full body kind of a vibe, and
a winter, it's cold outside, so the tea.
And we're having a little bit of a day like that today in Seattle, and in our Los Angeles headquarters. Getting the tea burps a little bit. Can't say that I have a strong opinion about the bamboo or not. Probably can't really notice it. Not that erudite of a tea drinker, but nevertheless, really tasty. So I think let's definitely shout these guys out. Where can people learn more about and grab this tea potentially?
Right. So you can check out Varat's blog and site. It's called Guide to Pu'erh Tea. That's a lot easier to Google than Healthy Leaf, so you can probably Google it. We'll also include the link in the description box.
Sweet.
And he talks a lot about this type of tea. I think he's really into pu'erh, but he's also really into old Liuan teas. So
awesome.
It's definitely something you can find out more from his site.
Probably even reach out to him if you have specific questions. I think
exactly.
A lot of these folks will field them. Definitely check that out. Check us out on TeaDB.org. Check out our next episode for a follow-up on this tea, including a more of a comparison with this older version of it.
1970s.
Very exciting.
Including an even older version of bamboo.
We're gonna just take it out and
brew it.
That's what we're gonna do. I was gonna say something far more crude. Not gonna end the episode like that. We'll see you guys.
Maybe next episode, next time.
More crude next time. Until then, see you guys. Man, our outros are just getting more of like just a crazy haphazard mess. Whatever. Subscribe, do all the stuff. We love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.